Hi everyone, most especially to Dr. Cabio, who is our instructor in this subject, which is Ed 304, the teacher and the community, school culture, and organizational leadership. So foremost, allow me to introduce myself first. I am Christy Moreno from 3rd year BSED English, and in this video, I am going to report or discuss about Hall's organizational inventory and formalization structure according to Hoy and Sweetland. So basically, these topics are under structure in schools, which is one of our lessons in Unit 4, the teacher as school culture catalyst. So to officially start, let us first discuss the Hall's organizational inventory, or HOI, which is used to measure organizational or school bureaucracy. Okay, so do you know that this organizational inventory was developed by Richard H. Hall in 1963, and that it provides information on areas related to control, how previous experiences impact decisions, how rules are followed and enforced, and to what extent a school is being departmentalized. And do you know also that Hall's organizational inventory has 4 types? Which are, or let us first focus on the first one. First is the Weberian structure. So in this type, professionalization and bureaucratization are complementary, meaning both are high. The second one is authoritarian structure. So this means that there must be a disciplined compliance to the rules, regulations, and directives is the basic principle of the operation. And the third type is what we call the professional structure. So this type implies that rules and procedures serve as guides rather than as strict formats to be applied uniformly. And the last one is what we call the chaotic structure. So this means a low degree of bureaucratization and professionalization. So, meaning to say, through Hall's School Organizational Inventory, or SOI, he was able to categorize bureaucracy into 6 major areas, which are hierarchy of inventory, specialization, rules, impersonality, procedural specifications, and technical competencies. So the first one, which is hierarchy of inventory, means the freedom provided the members of an organization to undertake their specific task without interference of higher level on authorities. Then the second one is what we call the specialization. So it is the process of becoming an expert in a particular area. Whereas the third one is rules. So rules and requirements are required to ensure uniformity so that employee knows exactly what is expected of them. And then the fourth one is impersonality. So bureaucratic organization treats employees equally. They also treat all customers equally and do not allow individual differences to influence them, especially in their decision making. And then the fifth one is what we called the procedural specification. So it is a written document issued by the authority to design builder, providing a detailed description of procedures or processes required to be implemented by the design builder in the performance of services or work. And then the sixth one is what we called the technical competencies. So basically, technical competencies are behaviors directly related to the nature of training and technical proficiency required to exercise effective control. So at this point, let us proceed to the discussion about formalization of structure according to Hoy and Sweetland. By the way, when we say formalization, it is being referred to as the process of creating a formalized structure and includes the maintenance of that formal structure over time. It is actually also considered as a formalized organizational structure which focuses on roles and positions rather than the people in the positions. So meaning to say, formalization of an organizational structure is commonly initiated in an attempt to rationalize the decision-making process. So the formalized organization is critical for the organization in which issues are known and changes are implemented slowly and purposefully. In addition to that, Hoy and Sweetland in 2001 divided formalization into two aspects, coercive and enabling. So the coercive nature of bureaucratic school structures is associated with bureaucratic rules, procedures, and regulations which restrict employee autonomy by forcing them to display compliance behaviors and punishing those who do not comply, according to Adler and Boris in 1996. Moreover, in 2003, Hoy stated that the dominance of coercive rules and procedures in bureaucratic organizations could have a negative impact on collaboration, motivation, communication, and organizational trust. Therefore, it is safe to argue that organizational rules in coercive formalization reinforce employee compliance behavior, punish those who do not abide by the rules, and closely control employee behavior, according to Hoy and Sweetland in 2001. In addition, Kimbrough and Todd in 1967 criticized bureaucratic structures in schools and stated 9 claims as to why schools should not be bureaucratic organizations. Letter A is the inability to legitimize differences in ideas among the personnel depresses creativity. Letter B, new ideas generated from within would possibly be subject to scrutiny by the official hierarchy, especially if those ideas were in conflict with perceived rational teaching behavior. Letter C, bureaucracy does not adequately allow for personal growth and the development of mature, healthy personalities. Letter D, bureaucratic organizations do not have adequate structures or processes for the review of decisions. Letter E, bureaucratic organizations are unable to accommodate the diversity of external inputs needed for democratic school systems. Letter F, the extrinsic reward system stimulates conformity rather than innovation. And letter G, prior organizational resource commitments to subunits within the organization make it difficult to innovate solutions to new problems. And letter H, bureaucracy does not take the informal organization into account. And lastly, letter I, the lines of communication are often closed because of hierarchical divisions. On the other hand, enabling formalization refers to the construction of rules, regulations, and procedures in such a way that enable employees to solve the problems they encounter, to take initiative in organizational processes, and to continue professional improvement, and that is according to Adler and Boris in 1996. However, according to Hoy and Miskell in 2004 to 2010, in enabling formalization, the bureaucratic rules are more flexible and the employee needs are taken into consideration. They also argued that enabling formalization assists in encouraging employee collaboration in organizational processes and creates a working environment based on mutual respect and trust. Therefore, the two kinds of formalization are coercive, which is a rigid set of procedures that punishes and attempts to force compliance, whereas the second one is enabling. It is a flexible set of best practices that enables one to deal more effectively with inevitable problems. And now, let us get to know the enabling and hindering structures. First, enabling organization, enabling hierarchy, enabling rules, it uses two-way communication. It views problems as opportunities, seek mutual solutions, support differences, practice openness, embrace the unexpected, and correct mistakes. Whereas hindering organization, hindering hierarchy, coercive rules and procedures, imposes top-down communication. It views problem as constraints, force consensus, suspicious of differences, be cautious and closed, and it fears the unexpected and punishes mistakes. So overall, the formalized organizational structure focuses on roles and positions rather than the people in the positions. It is commonly initiated in an attempt to rationalize the decision-making process. And I guess that would be all for my discussion. Thank you so much for listening. And I hope you have learned a lot from my discussion. So thank you so much and have a great day, everyone. Once again, this is Christy Joy Montano Moreno from BSED major in English, 3rd year.